Hello everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns bringing to you another CO2 airgun video. It's been a little bit of a while since I've made a video, a couple weeks actually. I was away on holidays with the family. We went to California, we went to Indio, which is really close to Palm Desert, Palm Springs area there. Then we scooted down to Disneyland, pretty much right beside Disneyland in Anaheim. Spent some nice quality time with the family there. So I might have a little bit of video showcasing a few things at some point if I get around to making a video like that. But for now, let's focus back on the air guns. It's been a while, like I said. So I'm going to be reviewing, and this is the Daisy Powerline Model 008. It is a CO2 pellet and BB pistol, so it uses both pellets and BBs. You kind of have the choice of what ammunition you want to use. And I will also be reviewing this week this guy here, and as you can see, this is the 617X. Again, another Daisy product, CO2 Pellet-BB Pistol with a rotary mag. We'll get into that in a little bit, obviously in a future video. Alright, so back to the Powerline Model 008. Let's go over some specifications, and I won't be doing any shooting or highlighting any of the accuracy or performance or any of that, because I haven't gotten around to shooting this gun yet. I will be doing full field test videos for both of these guns. It just takes a little bit this time of year. I gotta wait for the right kind of weather. The weather's not so good outside. It's cold, it's rainy here. It's that December BC weather, not so great. Alright, so what is this gun? It's a non-blowback, mostly plastic, external construction with some metal internal parts. Pistol, it uses 12 gram CO2 cartridges. It shoots .177 caliber lead pellets, or you have the option of 4.5 millimeter steel BBs. It utilizes an 8-shot rotary magazine made out of plastic. I'll show you that right now. Okay, we'll open it up and I'll show you too. This is the magazine. The neat thing is it's got a little magnetic part inside, so the BBs stay in via magnetic attraction, and that magnetic attraction also clips it to the gun. I'll show you that later. When you put it in, it just sort of gravitates towards the gun. It's kind of cool. This gun has a 4-inch rifled steel barrel. It has a total length of 7.1 inches, so fairly compact. It has non-adjustable front and rear sights and shoots in double action only. This gun weighs in at a fairly lightweight 1 pound. For its size, that's not too bad. That's actually 454 grams. And it shoots a maximum of 480 FPS. I'm going to say that's probably using steel BBs. Lead pellets are probably just going to be over the 400 FPS range, which isn't bad considering it's pellets. They're a little heavier. Now, I'm not really sure if it's a replica of any gun that I know of. If some of you know of a gun that looks just like this gun, let me know. But I don't believe it's made to look like any gun in production. This gun is also made in Japan. Now, the Daisy Powerline Model 008 comes in this cardboard plastic wrap. So cardboard on the back, plastic on the front, as you can see here. Some basic specifications on the front. There's your dual ammo thing. So 45 FPS with 4.5 millimeter steel BBs. Alright. And on the back, we have some specifications. Okay, pretty much what I already told you. Safety, 8-shot. Again, dual ammo. Alright. It also comes with a manual. I'm not going to show you around. It's one of these big fold-out ones. Takes a while to get it all out. But I'm going to show you how to shoot it, load it, safety tips, things like that. And again, it came with 2 of these rotary magazines. I'll show you the other one in the gun. Before I get into the walk around, let's just compare it to a couple other products. Now, I do have a Gammo gun that looks a little bit like it in terms of shape, right? So it's a bit bigger, but it has that similar weird shape, sort of angular in the front, round trigger guard, right? Sort of got that hump in the back a little bit. This is a little more angular here, more rounded in the back, obviously smaller, but similar design, I guess you could say. And again, with this Gammo gun, I don't know if it was really designed after any specific gun in production, just a gun. And this is the the P25. Alright, so the P25 Gammo. Make sure to check out that Gammo P25 video. I do have a full tabletop and shooting review for it. I want to show you a couple other guns, comparable guns, mainly because they're made by Daisy. So we have this Model 5501 here, if that'll focus. I have reviewed this gun, check it out, tabletop I believe, and field test review. This is a blowback gun, not bad little gun. Did alright I believe in my testing. And we also have, as I showed you already, the 617X, okay, and both of these guns use rotary magazines, kind of plastic construction, pellet and BB shooters, so they're similar in that, you know, capacity anyways. Alright, so at this point we're going to do a walk around of the Daisy Powerline Model 008 CO2 Pellet and BB Pistol. Alright, let's take a look at the left side. So we have our Powerline 008, dual ammo, 177, right, 4.5 millimeter. Alright, we have Daisy Outdoors, serial number on that side. And let's take a look at how you open it up, okay? Well, this is actually a non-working part here. And then this is a non-working part here, so your magazine release would be non-working. This is working, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop, that always happens, I'm going to pop off this cover. If you didn't see how I did that, little tab here, pop that cover off, your CO2 goes in here, you push this guy down, and this whole thing toggles down. So you basically pop your CO2 in there, and then push this forward, and this little mechanism snaps it all in, pressurizes the CO2, so it basically pushes the CO2 into that little valve there and opens it up, and away you go. People always ask, can you take it out afterwards? No, you can't. Once CO2 has been basically uncorked, if you want to call it that, or once the top has been punctured, you're not going to be able to take it out. They're not reusable. They're just a one-shot thing. Well, I say one shot, but once you use up all the CO2, you're done. Or if you feel like you're not, going to shoot anymore for a long time, I'd suggest you just take that CO2 out, let the CO2 pressure out slowly, and then put another one in later. It's just not a great idea to leave CO2 in guns for a number of reasons, safety being one of them. Alright, so to get the top of the gun open, you just push this up, and then the top of the barrel swings up. Here's that secondary magazine, right, and you can see it's kind of magnetically just attracted to it. See that? And what I like about this gun too is the trigger has really no friction in it. Sometimes with these rotary mag style guns, when you put the magazine in, you notice a little extra friction because it's rotating that magazine every time. I don't notice any extra friction whether the magazine's in or out, so the trigger pull is nice. You notice it's double action only. There's no way to hold the hammer back and get single action capability unless you want to just pop it like that, maybe old West style. I guess you could, but that would be kind of silly. There's no way to release it with the trigger. Alright. Again, some metal parts in here, but like this actual tab, I believe, is metal. This whole tab is metal. The trigger's metal. There are some metal parts inside, as you can see. There are some metal parts inside the gun there, as you can see. Okay, the hammer is metal. There's your sight there. Basically it's a groove or notch sight, post in the front. No white markings or red markings or any type of markings at all. Here's your safety. So to put it down, you just push it down. To push it up into the non-safe position, you got to push that in towards the back and then up, okay? To get it in safe, you just push it down. Out of safe, you got to move it up like that. So it's a little bit extra procedure to get it out of safe. It says here, made in Japan. Some instructions on the gun, but they're not, they're not in white. That's always a good thing. And you don't have any ugly CO2 tabs. It looks kind of like the magazine, right? The butt plate of the magazine there. Again, this button doesn't do anything. It's not for any ejection or anything like that. Now let's take a quick look down the barrel. It's always nice if I can show you the rifling to some degree. Alright, I think you can see it there. Yeah, you can see it. Rifled barrel, alright. Get that back in. Hard to do this in camera sometimes. There it is. Okay. Front of the gun, a little bit of a recessed barrel. Kind of nice to have that sometimes. Makes it look a little bit more realistic with that recessed barrel. Again, it's a 4-inch barrel if I didn't say that already, which gives you a little bit higher FPS as opposed to shorter, but it would be nice to get a little longer. You'll get more FPS, generally speaking. Alright, let's get into some of the pros and the cons. It's a fairly low cost gun with what looks to be pretty decent FPS and hopefully some good accuracy, but we'll find out when I do my field test shooting review portion for this gun. This gun shoots in both .177 caliber lead pellets and 4.5mm steel BBs. You have the choice. Typically, I suggest you stick with pellets when you have a rifled barrel, but these barrels are made to hold up to some degree using BBs, steel BBs, so the rifling may wear down over time. Keep that in mind if you use steel BBs as opposed to lead pellets. This gun shoots in double action only, but the trigger is smooth and not super heavy while still being relatively short for a double action trigger, and it has a fairly nice, easy to predict breaking point. I like the CO2 loading design. There's no tab sticking out. Pretty much looks like a butt plate for the magazine. Much more realistic looking that way. It's a nice and compact gun. Other than it being a little thick through this portion here, right, the grips. They are ergonomic, mind you. They feel good, but I have a large hand. If you have a small hand, I don't know. This gun is also made in Japan, so quality should be fairly good. Couple cons here. No adjustable sights. No single action trigger, unless you're going to shoot it Old West style. And again, the grips may be a bit thick for some people with smaller hands. If you got bigger hands, it might feel pretty good though. Now, no markings on the sights for easy target acquisition either. Alright, didn't really talk too much about price point. This is a fairly new product to Replica Airguns. We're just getting it in the store. I believe it'll be somewhere in the $70 to $80 price range. Don't quote me on it. Just go and check replicaairguns.ca. Not sure if we're going to have it in the US store, but we will have it in the Canada store, so replicaairguns.ca. So check there for this gun for pricing. Pricing always changes, so people say, oh, what's the price? Why don't you tell us what the price is in their videos? Well, these videos are made, they sit on the internets for a long time. Prices change. You might be watching this video 4 years from now. Who knows? It's not going to be the same price, right? Could be cheaper, it could be more money. We don't know. Alright, I want to thank you again for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. Again, come on down to replicaairguns.com where I'll have some additional photos for you to check out on this gun. Take a look at my photos. I try to take a little bit of time. Take some nice shots for you so you can see this gun in detail. You might want to drag that down, make it your desktop. Who knows? Do what you want with it. We also have our Canada and US online Replica Airgun stores where you can buy products like this, pellet guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, knives, and other accessories. Alright, thanks for watching another Replica Airguns video. Until next time, take care.